Oh, guys, today we're going to make review of one interesting project. This is the best project of this month, and this best project for investors, for personal use and personal living, and also for brokers to offer their clients. Let's get started. I have a lot of information for you guys just for a full review about this project with all details, pros and cons, and some nuances that you should know before you're going to offer this to your clients or investors who are going to buy it. So we're going to talk about Flare today, so from Binghatti, in the neighborhood of Jumeirah Village Triangle. So about the product, first of all, it's stunning. So beautiful pools. So beautiful pools you can find here on each floor of this project, and beautiful lagoon inside the project. That is crazy. So it looks very good. So let's go and see that handover is ordered to 2027. So it's going to take only 2 years for developer to build this incredibly big project. So it's astonishing. Let's go to the next point. So the architecture quite good, and for this neighborhood, it's incredibly great. So because in the neighborhood, they used to build like villas and just skyscrapers, but typical skyscrapers, this is literally something unusual for this neighborhood. This is literally unusual for downtown or unusual for other neighborhoods, and for GDT, it's incredibly great. Okay, more pictures here. Now, in this project, we're going to have 1,380 apartments, and it's going to be two buildings, building number one and building number two. So, okay, furniture, great, like indoor, great. So pictures are great, no questions, and entrance group, like very amazing, great, like good style, like kind of Amman style, like in the hotels, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's think about location a little bit. So it's literally not far away from the beach, from Marina, 10 minutes, maybe 15 maximum. Palm Jumeirah, 12 minutes. Expo City, if you would like to go to Expo City to visit something, probably you're going to do it once in your life. But okay, it's 10 minutes, and 25 minutes to the airport. And to the Dubai airport, also the next one is going to be approximately 35 minutes. So this is the master plan where all these two buildings are going to be. So building number one, and it's already launched a few days ago. And the launch was good, by the way. And you can see how the launch is going. So to understand what is going to be approximately in the launch is the building number two. So, and here you can see what is going to be the sun at the morning at like 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. So if you're buying apartments, just make sure that you bought on the right side of the building. So right here in the center, I suppose so it's going to be kind of dark, right? If you buy here, you're going to see a lot of sunrise. If you buy here, you're going to see a lot of sunsets. At 12 p.m., it's going to be full light in the whole amenity group inside in all lagoon here. So here we see it better. So that's what I told you. And we already tested this. We use this incredibly great service. So you can see how the sunshine is distributing during the day. So this is just explanation of it. Let's go next. So neighborhood is not far away from all major things. Oh, this is good. So this is going to be first man-made beach in GVT with private sand. That's quite good for this neighborhood, and this is good for all Dubai buildings because it's a rare thing that you can find a like lagoon inside the building. So it's very cool, by the way. This is how it's going to look like. Looks amazing. Amenities super simple, like pool desk, private pool, gym, like a full parade of amenities that we used to see in a lot of buildings in Dubai, right? About the developer a little bit, if you don't know about Binghatti a lot, developer is a great developer. So they already have 78 projects, $50 billion worth of money, 20,000 units already launched. So it's very cool. And why is they famous? So first of all, they're building like crazy very fast. So usually they build faster than they promise, and also they provide like good prices in most apartments for the most buildings on a very good, interesting quality and interesting design. So average rental yield in their project 7 to 8%. So it's more than average like 4.5-5% in many of developers from crossover developers like DMAC or EMAR. So Binghatti literally delivers better return from investment side in terms of long-term rental yield. So Binghatti is in the top 10 developers in Dubai, so it's a very reliable developer. And this is the proof. What is the construction date started? So planned completion date, so what was promised, and they delivered all these projects on time or delivered earlier. It means that there are very big chances that this building, like a Flare, like a building for 1,600 units, they will deliver in 2 years with no delays. So it's amazing, great. And Binghatti is famous now, not because of their typical buildings they were building in the past, but also they started to build like iconic buildings. For example, Burj Binghatti with Jacob and Co. It's like 100 plus floors building, and one of the biggest residential building in the world. That is going to be, once I say one of the biggest, it's like in top three, top five ones. It's going to be a handover. Second building, so they're building in the business bay like Bugatti with a collaboration. Bugatti, very high end building with the price of several like many millions of dollars for one unit. So it's very cool building, and one of their less affordable buildings in Dubai. So one of the most expensive buildings in Dubai. So they hold position number 5 in terms of all buildings in Dubai by price per square meter. And Mercedes-Benz, so also unique collaboration. So never ever before in Dubai, Mercedes gave someone collaboration with the building. So they gave it to Binghatti. That means something. Okay, let's see about neighborhood a little bit and have a look at this, because neighborhood is the most undeveloped neighborhood in the whole Dubai. Let me explain you why. So first of all, it looks good. So kind of community parks, right? Second, it's a very green community. And let me show you something. The whole community, majority of the buildings here, like villas and townhouses, right? So the whole community, this is literally opposite that the neighborhood community, like in GVC. So only high-rise or middle-rise buildings, so and very small community with villas, right? So it's literally opposite. So Before, like 5, 7 years ago, this community were like more luxury communities that the famous GVC community. But now a lot of new buildings are coming on this side of the road. So you see new buildings are coming, so and high-rise buildings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a lot of developers now building. Now it's becoming famous and very attractive for investors and buyers and people around the world who want to live here. Why? So first of all, there are a lot of greenery here. So definitely you can have a look at the neighborhood and see, so you can have a look at starting from this building where the flare is going to be, there is a green line through all the neighborhood in GVC, through the major schools, school number 1, school number 2, and go up to the future mall that developers started in 2016. It was held in a pause because of pandemic and because the development of the neighborhood wasn't done. So there wasn't enough population to, to buy something from this huge mall. But now there are good chances that it's going to be delivered in 2020. So now we are waiting for a master development announce for when this project is going to be handed over. And let's have a look on the map. So right here are going to be 2 buildings, building number 1 and building number 2. And look, the park, community park, literally next door. So you can go walking from your building right here, still go walking. We cross the road, go walking here. Here, we're crossing the road. Here, there is a park with fountains also. We go next, and after 20 minutes of walking, we have Aradia British School here and Aradia British School here. So we cross the road and go and further. So this already developed, so it's a pond. You see it here. Yeah, so it's already developed because like in the Google Maps, it's like old photos from like satellites, but it's developed like a park. You go walking here, cross the road, keep walking like tennis courts, basketball courts, football, etc. You cross the road again and you keep walking, and here you are going to find Sunmark School. So it's also a very cool school across all schools in Dubai. So 2 cool schools you can find in GVT. So, and these schools are literally great across all schools in Dubai. And then you can cross the road and continue go to the mall. And the mall is huge, but it's still under development. And we don't know exactly when this mall is going to be launched because no announcement, but we could expect that it's going to be in 2026, maybe 2027, because a lot of these buildings from new builds are going to be delivered and it's going to be a lot of population. So it's going to be economically reasonable to launch this mall finally. Let's go next. What about Binghatti project and other competitors in this neighborhood? So look, this is a project we selected from hundreds of projects. That is literally the best project of this month. And these are competitors. And they are literally near this project. So this is Binghatti Flare. This is Ashwood Residence. Here, Interstellar Tower, and here, Silver Park Living. And once we're comparing this by pricing and by amenities, we can see that Binghatti much better than all. So first of all, the class of the building is literally B plus. So the maximum class is A plus, so it's B plus. So it's very high level quality and very high level standard of amenities and architecture. This building C class, so it's simple C class and C class, okay? Class of the developer Binghatti 8 of 10, 6 of 10, 5 of 10, 5 of 10. So all these developers, literally no-name developers, so they are not so big as Binghatti and also reliable for sure. And then we can see the prices. So pricing starting with studios in this building Flare, starting with 800,000 dirhams. Here 840, here 720, but the square feet is 371, and here starting from 433. If you compare 1-bedroom apartment, you're going to see that in Binghatti project, they are cheaper. 2-bedroom, cheaper. So if you compare with this number, it's cheaper, but it's 1,000 square feet. And here, 1,400 square feet. You can ask a question why, if the building better, the project is better, location is almost the same for all these projects, but they're going to deliver in 2 years, so faster than their competitors. I can answer for this that Binghatti now, they're not focusing on margin. So these guys are building like 2, 3, 4 buildings per year or something like this. Binghatti are building dozens of buildings every year, and they go and scale, and they understood that once the market is hot, you don't need to put the prices high. You need to put the prices exactly on the right position just to sell very fast and start a new project. So the volume much more interesting than the margin. That's why they provided like great prices compared with developers on a much better quality. Okay, let's see a little bit about floor plans and layouts. So we have studios in this project. 43 meters or 400 plus square feet, 800,000 dirhams. So it's cheap for this project, literally cheap. And layouts quite great. So with balconies, right? So have you ever seen a lot of studios with balconies for 800,000 dirhams with this form? With so amenities that we have seen. Also, we have one bedroom apartments. We have 2 bedroom apartments in this building, and this is like this. And we have 2 bedroom apartments with pools. And I think 2 bedroom apartments with pools, it's something very unique and interesting, but it's up to you. So it's something like when you can rent it out on Airbnb, and photos with apartments with a huge balcony and with a pool literally will attract 10x more attention than just apartments. Also, we here have 3-bedroom apartments, but only a few of them here. And 4-bedroom apartments, only few apartments exist in the building, and it's on a high level. And these apartments on the high floors. What about the payment conditions? Look, first launch started with the payment links. So people paid like expression of interest at the beginning. So they were reserved 20,000 dirhams, but the developer at the final stage of the launch just said, it's going to be payment link. And it was very big demand on the building number 1. Some apartments still available there, but also we can wait, and we can now connect with the developer just to reserve opportunity to buy these units and just pick the best units from the launch of building. An opportunity to buy these units, and you already can connect the developer to pick the units which are available now to buy. And also you can wait a little bit, but say to developers that you want to be and participate in the launch. So just to try to get some units at the launch stage. Usually people are buying on the launch stage 1-bedroom apartments and studios because they think they appreciate more. But have a look. So this community, literally family community, with 2 schools, with green parks, community parks. So probably 2-bedroom apartments, it's something that's undervalued, because a lot of studios, and I don't understand why people buy studios and live there, or why they're going to rent it out, like it's quite far away from business side, from work, etc. So it's very good for families. 2 schools, the mall is going to be launched, green parks, communities. So, but 2-bedroom apartments literally always underestimate, especially on launch day. So keep it in mind. What else? What do you need to know? So it's a great investment for rental yield. So we made analysis, and we understood that for studios, you can rent it out for 50,000, 1-bedroom for 80,000 dirhams, and 2-bedroom for 100 to 1,000. So it's net cap rate for this type of units, 4.7, 4.9, 4.6. So it's net after service charge and all expenses. That's pretty good. Also, you can see the prices for Airbnb, 220 dirhams per studios. Also, we're calculating the forecasting what is going to be in 2028 once the building is going to be handovered and you're going to rent it out in 2028. So Based on previous growth of the rent and based on previous growth of the price, we calculated that income from studio is going to be 65,000. So, and it's going to be net 6.2% already. Let me show you how we did this calculation and why this neighborhood is very interesting and undervalued. So let me show you the price comparison between this neighborhood and GVC. So literally the price per square feet literally is the same in GVC and GVT. But this is more prime community with villas and low-rise buildings, right? Let me show you what is going to be the price growth for the past 3 years by these neighborhoods. So this neighborhood grew in price faster than GVC, and this neighborhood grew in price and this neighborhood grew in price 64% for the past 3 years. So it's one of the fastest growing in price community in the whole Dubai. And this is interesting because this is a solid base. This community will grow further because the prices in this community is still very affordable. So you can compare between other neighborhoods, the price and the quality of living and quality of the neighborhood with all access to infrastructure. So Jumeirah Village Triangle is the most promising community for families across the whole Dubai. That's why you should put attention on this community and especially in this building, because this building, like Flair, is a unique building from a great developer at a wonderful price and wonderful opportunity to get it now. But we have seen also a few minuses about this building, and we need to know about it, right? So first of all, what you need to know that this is a great community and the building is great and opportunity is great and it's going to be located here, but not too far away. We have power lines here and we can have a look what's the power lines about. Let's see. So this is a street view from Google in 2014. So the height of this power line is approximately 5 floors. But if we can change the view a little bit, one more time, let's go further. And now how it's look like in 2022. So the building is going to be right here. We have the whole community here. We have power lines here, but we already see that the trees grew up. And we see that it's not a big problem. So in real, no sounds, no any damage potential for health or whatever. So only just a minor minus of the view. That's all. And because it's just a 5-floor high, so it's approximately like this building, and because it's just 5-floor high, like this power lines like this building, right? We are going to see the building here with a podium and parking space. So the real height of the building, like a podium level, will start from the floor number 7 or higher. It means that even from podium, you will never see this power line. This is the only minor minus about this building. The rest, great. Developer great, building great, location great, price great. So pitch it to your clients. The investment opportunity is great. And this is the best project of July. So call to your manager, reserve this apartment, call to developer. It's worth it. Thank you for your attention.